This is the Meta Quest 3. In this video, we'll deep dive into a comprehensive, unbiased, and honest review of this brand new headset from Meta. Some of you might even be shocked by the outcome of this video, so please watch till the end to hear the full story. We'll be covering specs, visuals, controllers, mixed reality, comfortability, and way more. But first, the sponsor of this video, VR Cover. The face cushion on the Quest 3 is okay, but in long play sessions, it's kind of irritable on the face. VR covers allow you to permanently fit a more comfortable solution to the face cover. It absorbs sweat, improves your hygiene, it's incredibly comfortable on the face, and it's super easy to install. Let me show you. You hook one side like this, hook over on the other side, simply put the loop round and clip it, and you're done. It's that quick and easy. VR Cover has been improving VR users' hygiene since 2014. This is their first Quest 3 product, but there are many more to come. The cover is made of super soft, antimicrobial fabric. It can be hand washed super easy and is great for VR workouts. Right now it's available in red and grey, and they sell 2 items in one set. They also have worldwide shipping. Luckily, if you use the code LordsiQ3, then you get 10% off your order. Go to vrcovers.com or click your region's link in the description below. Thanks again to VR Cover for supporting me and the channel. Let's get back into the video. So, what hardware has been upgraded since the Quest 2? The device uses the new Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chip, has 8GB of RAM, features full color pass-through, it has a new Pancake Lens system, and offers 110 FOV horizontal, offers a higher resolution at 2064 by 2208, and the device is 40% slimmer. So let's talk about virtual reality with this device. Virtual reality in the Quest 3 will leave you blown away. It's easily one of the biggest advantages the Quest 3 has over the Quest 2. The brand new Pancake lenses give so much more clarity, and little to zero light glares on the outside of the lenses. Not even to mention the horizontal FOV of 110, allowing you to see more inside the virtual worlds. I wish there was more vertical FOV increase, but nonetheless it's still an amazing upgrade and allows you to feel way more immersed when using this headset. The most notable thing to me was the resolution increase. I was blown away. Things looked intensely sharper and more realistic. That resolution in a standalone device will leave you blown away. Also, the XR2 Gen 2 chip needs a major mention. Instantly, the thing I noticed with the XR2 Gen 2 chip was the loading speeds. Things seem to run so much quicker and faster compared to the Quest 2. Simple things like navigating menus and launching applications was so fluent and fast, it just felt great. As someone who uses PC VR a lot, I'm used to already seeing higher end graphics. So the graphics that I saw in the games wasn't necessarily mind-blowing. That was until I remembered that I'm wearing a standalone headset. The graphical upgrade and increase in this device compared to the Quest 2 is amazing. From lighting to textures to more details, side-by-side comparisons of games really show the power behind this chip for a portable device. So if you combined everything, the higher resolution, the extra performance, the Pancake lenses, the increased FOV, they all equate to an incredible upgrade in this new system. It makes the Quest 3 a no-brainer to recommend to people who want to get into virtual reality. When I live stream my VR games on kick.com/Lordsi or upload my VR gaming videos to Lordsi Gaming on YouTube, I'm so sorry for the promo, I primarily play PC VR with the Quest 2. I've clocked thousands of hours streaming PC VR with the Quest 2. Let me tell you, I am not exaggerating. My jaw dropped at the quality alone from PC VR using the Quest 3. Half-Life Alyx looked almost identical to real life. All of these upgrades that contribute to the Quest 3 that we just mentioned just make PC VR gaming such an incredible experience. And I think it was the real showcase to me how the Quest 3 compares to the Quest 2. So PC VR is a 10 out of 10 from me for the Quest 3. Meta's biggest feature this year is the full color true depth pass-through. And although it's certainly an upgrade from the Quest 2 and Quest Pro, it definitely has a lot of issues. Firstly, scanning is done relatively well. It auto scans your area, allowing you to create a pass-through space, or you can create a Playspace area automatically for when you're in virtual reality. You can even add objects, like I added my wardrobes, the sofa, or my bed, but those are only for mixed reality experiences or on the pass-through mode. So the one negative that I did find when it came to the scanning, for example, my gaming chair, if I scan it whilst it's in the room and then I move it, it still thinks that that is an item. So the mixed reality interacts with my chair that just isn't there anymore. The way to overcome that, of course, is to scan the room and then add a chair. Just be careful not to trip on it. The alien demo that comes with it is really cool. A spaceship breaks through your ceiling and you have to catch these little alien puffle creatures by shooting them. But seeing parts of your wall come flying off and exposing this alien world, it was just super cool and showed me why mixed reality was awesome. But I definitely have some negatives that I have to mention. If you're expecting crystal clear visuals from the pass-through mode or mixed reality, then please don't. There's this constant warping effect around certain items and hands and screens that just takes away from the illusion of mixed reality. Sometimes even colors seem slightly washed and grayscaled, even in some extremely good lighting, and sometimes, especially in low lighting, the pass-through cameras just felt extremely grainy, like little dots all over. Now, a lot of those things can be fixed potentially in future updates, like the warping, but with all of that said, it is still a huge upgrade compared to the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. I think a really underappreciated feature of this is being able to grab your coffee, cheers, or text without taking the headset off is something you just couldn't do on the Quest 2. And that might sound like, oh, just take off the headset quick, but sometimes you just want to do something quickly and you don't want to have to go through the whole process of undoing the strap, and it's just really nice. Now, the color pass-through is actually pretty good. If you're sat down and you're looking at things and there's a giant screen and interacting is pretty good. And another thing I was very impressed with is the Quest 3's ability to quickly adapt to different lighting situations. On the flip side of that, if you're looking out of your window and you move your head, it can't quite get the 3D depth right. And it could even make you feel a little nauseous at times. I'm somebody who doesn't get nauseous easy off virtual reality, but looking out the window and not adjusting was such a weird experience that I can't explain. So altogether, mixed reality is worth it, and it is a lot of fun, and it's definitely cool. It even looks really impressive. It's not as perfect and crisp as 2D videos might make it look, but it's certainly a step in the right direction, and I wouldn't want to buy another headset without these features in it. So they definitely did a good job. But like we said, if you're expecting it to be crystal clear, it won't be. Overall, I have to say the build quality of the Quest 3 is extremely well done. For such a small, powerful device, it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It's got quite a sturdy and premium build to it. Even the device being 40% slimmer is easily noticeable. And I have to say the weight distribution from left to right is extremely well done. The fact that it's now slimmer compared to the Quest 2 allows them to distribute the weight evenly compared to it pulling your face downwards. Another thing with the Quest 2 is it left people with the panda outline. And I have to say I haven't had that at all with the Quest 3. Now, the new face mask is comfy when you're first using it, but after long periods of times and you go past the hour mark of virtual reality, it's not very comfortable and kind of irritating. Now, it wasn't the worst experience in the world, but I also feel the same way about the default strap that goes over your head. It's not necessary unless you like to use VR a lot, in which case I strongly recommend VR covers to put over the face mask, and especially the Elite straps, or with Elite straps with battery, or third-party Elite straps for the Quest 3. These new controllers feel incredibly similar to the Quest 2 ones when they're in your hands. And how does the saying go? Don't fix what isn't broken. The new hoopless design feels great. I think the only thing for me is I used to place them on the hoop upside down when I put them on my desk, and it's been quite strange getting used to having to lay them flat again. The new True Touch haptics are great, and they don't feel overpowering and definitely noticeable. The battery life lasts extremely long on these controllers, which, by the way, the new compartment to even open the batteries, having a button is so much better than ramming off the side of the controller when you feel like you're breaking it. Even the new analog stick's grip feels great. The important thing about these controllers is the little details. Attention to detail and little improvements really go a long way, and it definitely makes these feel way more premium than the Quest 2s. Another cool feature is when you're wearing the headset, there's a virtual battery indicator that can only be seen when you're wearing the Quest 3. It's such a nice touch. Actually, speaking of touch, hand tracking! Bruh. Using your hands feels so much more fluent this year. Scrolling through menus or actually physically typing in the air feels super great, and it's really accurate even in low lighting situations. Tracking on both of the hands and the controllers this year feels great. There used to be low light tracking issues as well as general tracking issues when it went out of the camera's views. But now with the upper body tracking and the cameras on the front, even putting them to your face, it registers. Putting them behind your head, it kind of predicts where they are. So amazing increase, and I have to say tracking, the body tracking and the controller tracking is incredibly great this year. So general testing. The new 3D audio speakers, they're very similar to the ones on the Quest 2, but you can definitely tell there's an increase on the EQs, and they even sound a little bit louder. So loud that it can actually be heard from across the room. A better experience would be to put headphones in, but of course these 3D audio speakers are fantastic. They work well as they are. The microphone is great on the Quest 3. So I am recording now on both my OBS here. It was pretty good on the Quest 2 as well. But again, the little things like good microphone quality go a long way, especially when it comes to multiplayer games. If there was a bad microphone, then default communication in lobbies would just be awful. I tested the new Bluetooth 5.2 with my Apple AirPods, and I have to say it worked exactly as they should do. They stayed tracked from far away even, and they did a great job. So shout out to Bluetooth 5.2. Now, one massive underappreciated feature this year is the Quest 3's Wi-Fi 6E. On the Quest 2, we had major issues with the device staying connected to the Wi-Fi. Now, it wasn't the worst, but you would disconnect a lot, and you would definitely see a lot of decrease due to how far away you are. Well, this year it feels like it's been increased, and you're actually getting more connectivity from further distances. Now, it's not perfect by any means, but it's certainly an upgrade, and a big noticeable upgrade. So temperatures of the device, the Quest 3 actually got hotter than the Quest 2. Being a lot slimmer, you could feel it by touching the front of the device. Now, it wasn't scalding hot, or it didn't burn me or anything like that. It wasn't excessive heat, but it was definitely noticeable when touching or going near it. It didn't send off the heat to my face, and at one point I could even hear a little fan pushing out air. It kind of reminded me of the Nintendo Switch's vent. For long play sessions, it did really well at managing the heat, especially for such a small device. Now, the other thing is battery life. I definitely pulled about 2 hours or just under 2 hours every single time I used the Quest 3. We did virtual reality, mixed reality, browsing. It was always around 2 hours to just under 2 hours. And I've got to say, with all of these upgrades, that is extremely impressive, having the exact same battery life as last year's. I still recommend either battery packs that you can plug in from your pocket, or the Elite straps with the battery, or the third-party ones. But if you're looking for longer play sessions than that kind of time frame, 100%, those are essential. The other thing I want to discuss is storage. So I got the 128GB model this year, and a lot of you were wondering, is 128GB gonna be enough? So I took this video for you just to showcase how many games I had on my library and how much space it actually took up. So as you can see, I had a lot of games. Generally, portable games are a lot less gigabyte consuming. Now, upcoming games like Asgard's Wrath 2 is expected to be about 30GB, and the biggest game currently on the Quest Store, Medal of Honor, being 40GB. So the 512GB will just be to save you the convenience of not having to uninstall for those bigger games. But generally, I don't think this is going to be a problem for most people, especially people who play PC VR also. So the conclusion, overall, the Quest 2 was already an incredible VR device. So seeing essential of life upgrades in the Quest 3 is amazing. There are enough new features in this device to make somebody want to upgrade who's enthusiastic about mixed reality in the VR space. Now, even though the Passthrough was a little bit underwhelming at times, I can certainly see the future potential of mixed realities, and the fact that developers can begin developing for it right now is a great start. The true color pass-through and true depth is so much clearer compared to the Quest 2, and it's even better than the Quest Pro. It delivers a service that I don't think I can go back to a headset without having AR capabilities. Of course, I want to see more mixed reality games, and with mixed reality becoming more accessible, we're definitely going to see more games and not just tech demos. But overall, the performance is great, the visuals are sharper, the battery life is decent, huge game library, library, the new controllers are awesome. This device appeals to so many people in a large market that's portable and allows anybody to get into the virtual reality space. For the $499 price point, I think this is an absolute steal and definitely priced correctly for what it offers. And if anybody is thinking about getting the Quest 3 for their first headset, I give it the full stamp of approval. So if you're new around here, consider subscribing with notifications on. Make sure to leave in the comments what is your favorite feature in the Quest 3. I appreciate you, much love, and peace.
Oh, Edward, you did not